A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And yes, here we are back with our NTA UGC NET preparation, including JRF for your December 2023 cycle. And as you all are aware that we have started the preparation for paper 1 from 1st of July. So yes, these are our fresh batches for your December 2023 examination, and wherein we have completed certain topics of teaching aptitude in the entire week. This entire week we have done this topic, and based on those topics I have brought up the first mock test, that is mock test 1, with top 15 questions with solutions. So yes, these are the things which we have for the day. That is, this is a session. This session is consisting of total 15 questions with solution, and it will be your mock test 1. So ready, steady, everyone. As I'm telling you since the entire week that okay, you have to be very careful, especially when you're learning the theory. What type of questions, how these questions are expected, all will be discussed right now in this particular session. Before we start with the session, let's clearly understand what does Global Online has to offer you for your December 2023 examination. So we have brought a complete course of paper 1, which highlights, which has the specific highlights. That is your daily live lectures, which are scheduled not only in English but also in Hindi, full syllabus notes in PDF format, 60 plus mock tests, 2000 plus MCQ in the form of question bank. And these are the contact details where you can contact us for the paper 1 as well as paper 2. Paper 1 right now the fees is 4,500, but you have a discount offer and you are getting this course at a rate of rupees 3,600. So you can avail the facility of this discounted offer and get your paper 1 study material for your preparation of December 2023 examination. Or else what you can do is that you can go on Google Play Store. You can download the app, that is Global Online app, and where you can see, once you download the app, you have to register yourself with the mobile number. Once you register yourself with the mobile number, you will be getting an access to the interface, and this is how you can go in. You can just type under my courses, you can type your UGC NET 1 course, wherein you will be getting this particular detail. As I said, you have a 20% off going on, so it is costing rupees 3,600. What exactly is this app made up of? So it is systematically made up of the lectures which are scheduled not only in English but also in Hindi. You have unit-wise lectures folders. So this is available for your understanding. In case if any of the live class you're missing, or if you're not able to cope up with the timing of the live class, you can according to your time convenience and flexibility, still you can learn. All the materials will be available. So now, yes, let's start the session for the day. Very, just make sure that if you are able to get these 15 questions right very well, without any obstacle or a challenge, it means your preparation is going very well for your upcoming examination. You have to stay focused, you have to stay grounded, and you have to ensure that, yes, in the coming units, in the coming classes, also you are preparing yourself well for such type of mock test. So here comes your question number, 1. So question number 1 says that which of the following is the main objective of teaching? So yes, if you remember, we have done concepts of teaching. Okay, so under that, what is the main objective of teaching? And even I have taught you objectives when I was doing Bruno's theory also, or when I was teaching you the levels of memory also. So what is the main objective? Is it to give information related to the syllabus? Is it to develop thinking power of the students? Is it to dictate notes to the students? Or is it to prepare the students to pass the examination? So when we talk the main objective from the given list, when we're talking about the main objectives with respect to the teaching, from the given options, which are the main objectives? Okay. So you have to tell those objectives over here. Now let's give us a small timing for everyone so that you can just read it very quickly, and you can accordingly get the answer with you, and so that we can go ahead. Okay. So yes, which of the following objective is the main objective of teaching? Now see, To give information related to syllabus, okay, it is yes. To develop thinking power of the students, yes. To dictate notes to the students cannot be only the main objective, okay? So it is only talking about notes, but what of the rest of the part? So yes, this can be an odd man for you, odd man out. It's clearly an odd man out to prepare the students to pass through the examination. This is very incorrect from the given question point of view. So you may have a dilemma with these two options: to give information related to syllabus. But then what option number one is telling that only to give information related to syllabus, then that's what teaching is done for, or that is what the main objective of teaching is? No, it cannot be. So basically the objective of teaching is to develop the power of thinking within the students. So to develop the power of thinking, and yes, that's what is your right answer. Now see, when I was teaching you concept, that time itself I told you, you will not get a direct question, though there are many direct questions which are coming. But it depends upon the cycle, the subject you are sitting, the shift you are sitting. So there are different variety in the questions also. So you should be very focused. Okay, if I'm talking about the objective of teaching, is it only related to syllabus, is it only related to notes, or is it only related to passing the examination? Definitely not. It is basically to develop the thinking power of the students. Yes. Coming to the question number 2 now, everyone, which of the following is a good method of teaching? So if you remember, I have taught you a tabular format, concept, where I have discussed the teacher-centered method, the mixed methods, and the learner method. Apart from this, with you, I've also done effective teaching. Okay, so here they are asking, basically in this table itself, this particular topic was there. So teaching which is done in the mixed format, okay, where you consider both. So they have given some options over here: lecture, dictation, seminar, project, seminar, dictation, or dictation and assignment. So which exactly is called as what? The good method, the effective method, or which is known as what? The effective method of teaching. So whether it is lecture and dictation, whether it is seminar and project, whether it is seminar and dictation, or whether it is dictation and assignment. So if you remember, we have done some, yesterday itself, we did one topic, that is offline and online method of teaching. There also we studied this topic very well. So now they are asking you, which is the good method? See, lecture method, okay, or dictation. This comes in the traditional format. I'm not saying that traditional format is not a good form of teaching, but we know that nowadays we have to have the mixed strategy when we are teaching. So what will fall under mixed strategy? So that is the option number. So if you see, that is, here. No, this is, I'm extremely sorry for this. This is actually dictation. I mean to say, the arrow mark must have shifted. Dictation, dictation, dictation. That indicates what it is, it is not a very innovative form of teaching. So this itself becomes an odd man out. Okay, seminar and project, okay, these are the methods which comes in the mixed strategy. And yes, these are the methods which is one of the good method of, or effective method of teaching. Is it clear? Fine. Yes. Now question number 3. Now I hope everyone is coping up, everyone is understanding the question very well. What are the tricks? What are the tricks for your, like for example, especially how you have to come with your objective or MCQ type of question. So it's very, very important for you to understand the methodology of, methodology of answering the questions in a very systematic way. So let's have, let's have the understanding of this next question. Teacher uses teaching aids for what? So teacher is using teaching aids basically for what? Making teaching interesting, making teaching within understanding levels of students, making students attentive, or this is the for the sake of its use. So you have to answer the question that what is teaching aid basically is used for. Okay, so teacher uses teaching aids for either making your teaching interesting, her or his teaching interesting, making teaching within understanding level of the student. So here they have added one of the level, or making students attentive, or the sake of its use. That is just for a namesake. So which of the, so yes, here basically see this topic comes in two format. It's not only focusing teaching aids, but it is also talking about what teaching methodology or a strategy. So when we talk about teaching strategy, making teaching interesting, here students get confused a lot. Okay. Uh, this is not exactly the same question I have taken in some of the practice sessions, but similar type of question I have taken. And that question was a combination of teaching aptitude and communication. But there also students used to get, confused. So read the question properly. Teacher uses teaching methods only within purpose. There is a purpose. And the purpose is to ensure that the students are attentive. Okay, so like for example, if I want to talk about computer, okay, so if I just draw the screen like, or even if I give a proper drawing of the computer, still, I mean, directly or dryly saying that, okay, computer has 3 units, or, three parts. And this is, but then students do not have any visualization in front of them. They are completely, it's like, it is just monotonous way of speaking. So students do not have any type of example in their hand. But yes, if you take a diagrammatic presentation of computer, or if you're taking a compute them to the lab and helping them to understand, or if you are bringing a module of a computer in the classroom, so yes, there will be a lot of excitement, curiosity to understand what it is, how it works. So yes, a teaching aid definitely creates students at more attentiveness, or it makes students more attentive. Okay, so now question number 4. Now, effectiveness of teaching. Now, here, effectiveness of teaching, they're asking that if your if your teaching wants to be effective, it depends upon one, qualification of a teacher, and personality of a teacher, handwriting of the teacher, or subject understanding of the teacher. See, effectiveness of the teaching, it is talking about what? It is talking about effectiveness of teaching. So basically, when we talk about effectiveness of a teaching, whether it is only qualification, whether it is only personality, whether it is handwriting or subject understanding. So obviously, if you see all the options, qualification, no, definitely with qualification, effectiveness is not correlated. Personality is not in coordination with effectiveness. Only handwriting does not makes, any impact. But yes, if a student, if a student, okay, if I'm a student and if I want to look something in the teacher or effectiveness of teaching, it will be the teacher's understanding of a subject knowledge, subject expertise, subject, and all. So these all will be considered when you are doing what effect, when you are talking about what, when you're talking about effectiveness of teaching. Okay, next, which of the following, now we are in the question number 5. So which of the following is not characteristics of a good question paper? So whatever question papers are set, which is not a good characteristic, say they have given the question very clearly that it is not a good characteristics, whether it is objectivity, whether it is no use of vague words, or it's subjectivity or reliability. So when I talk about the characteristics of a question paper, but here it is saying that the following, they have given certain characteristics, but from those characteristics, one is not, is basically not a good characteristic of question paper. So one is not a good characteristic of question paper. So what is that characteristics? So it is, whether it is objectivity, whether it is subjectivity, whether it is no use of vague words, or whether it is reliability. So which is not a good characteristics of a question paper. So from the given options, yes, the one which is not a good characteristic of a question paper is definitely subjectivity. Okay. So objectivity, the question should be objective, it should be reliable, and there should be no use of vague words, that is uncertainty, or, it is where it is not clear. So such vague words should not be a part of your question paper. So yes, the right answer is option number B. Okay. Now going towards question number 6. Now, in question number 6, the field of study which uses role playing, simulation, and self-evaluation. Now, see, now this is not about the methods. Here, adult learner, if you remember in yesterday's class, which I took on the channel, that is the live class in the app, okay? In that, I have explained you adolescent and adult learners. So the field of study which uses role playing, simulation, and self-evaluation as the strategy. There was one, one point of strategies. For the adult learner is called as what? So they have mixed this with, the methods, the approaches, whether it was pedagogy, whether it was andragogy, whether it was anthropology, or whether it was psychology. So when we use role play, simulation, or when we use self-evaluation, it is called for adult learners as a strategy. It is what? It is known as what? So for adult learner, this strategy will be known as your andragogy, because pedagogy comes under your adolescent learners, okay? Whereas andragogy comes under your adult learners. Anthropology and psychology is not itself any of the approach. So obviously they are odd man out. But see, though it is very simple now, yes, I mean to say you have done the topic yesterday itself. It may be very sharp in your mind, but just imagine, the impact of your small short notes, the impact of your reading, in detail reading, will definitely help you to answer the question well. Okay, next. Now, yes, if you remember day before yesterday in one of the class, that is in session, if I'm not wrong, that is session 5, we have done cone of experience related to teaching learning. So they have asked you a very simple question, I can say. If you are aware of this topic very well, you should not take a lot of time to answer this question. Cone of experience related to teaching learning was suggested by whom? Where they have given a lot of educationalists, that is John Dewey, whether it is Kilpatrick, whether it is Froebel, or whether it is Edgar Dale. So those who know cone of experience very well, they will be able to answer this question very perfectly, that cone of experience is related to teaching learning, and it was suggested by none other than, it is suggested by Edgar Dale. Okay, so Dale's cone of experience. So cone of experience, it is also called as Dale's cone of experience. Then next one, which of the following is a social characteristics of a learner? So we have done adolescent and adult learner, no? So they are asking you about the social characteristics. Power of sensory perception, thinking ability, power of synthetic imagination, or ability to relate oneself with others. So social characteristics. Now see, here they have very clearly given this term. It is called as what? Social characteristics. So which of them is a social characteristics? That is the power of sensory perception, the thinking ability, the power of synthetic imagination, or ability to relate oneself. So which among the following is called as a social characteristics? So if you look at all the options, and if you understand what is the meaning of social characteristics, so it will be basically, it is nothing but the ability to relate oneself with others. Okay. Yes. So when we talk about a social characteristics of a learner, so this social characteristics indicates that the ability to relate oneself to others is nothing but, one of the social characteristics which is a part of learner. Is it clear? Now, yes. Now, question number 9, everyone. So question 9 is basically student-centric classroom is meant for what? So we are talking about what? We are talking about student-centric classroom. We have done teacher-centric, student-centric very well. So when we ask about student-centric classroom, it is what? Addressing the individual differences, reducing teacher-oriented lectures, recalling the previous knowledge, or engaging the entire class. So basically, student-centric classroom is something which is meant for what? Either the differences, either the reducing the teacher-oriented lectures, recalling the previous knowledge, or engaging the entire class. So it is meant for what? So yes, when I say student-centric classroom, so it is basically meant for individual differences, reducing teacher-oriented lecture, recalling the previous knowledge, and engaging the entire class does not matches or does not have a very close interaction with the given question. So obviously, addressing individual differences is the right answer. Okay. Now, coming to question number 10. Now, question number 10, see, we have done this very well. These are, two columns where column A represents methods of teaching, which we have done: collaborative, cooperative, constructivist, and team teaching. And column B presents focus of a method. So which of them is correlated? So collaborative method is what? Cooperative method is what? Constructive method is what? And your team teaching method is what? So collaborative, when I say from the given options, okay, now, when I talk about collaborative, I mean to say, yes, I think here, okay, just a second, just a minute, okay. This part is little bit, yes. So you can see now very well yes. So now you must have got enough time to go through the content and come to the answer very well. So when we talk about collaborative method, or cooperative method, or constructive or team teaching, let's understand what stand in right place. So collaborative method is basically, it is talking about what? It is talking about your when students share different aspects. Okay, so you're collaborating. Cooperative method, it talks about what? Cooperative method talks about your help from the students. Constructive method talks about what? It talks about emphasizing emphasis is given on students, as a creator of knowledge. They construct or they form the knowledge. And team teaching, where when expertise of a teachers are used in teaching. So the teachers, working togetherly, use their expertise in teaching. It will be called as what? Will be called as team teaching. Okay. Now, let's understand question number 11. So now question number 11 again is based on what? Is based on, the teaching methods and factors which are helpful in effective teaching. So you have this expository method, you have discovery method, you have discussion method, you have personalized method. So which method of teaching indicates, the factors? So let's see which of them stands to be correct. So there are various factors given which indicates, the teaching methods. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's understand. So when we talk about your question number 11, okay, so basically teaching method. So when we talk expository method, so it indicates what? It indicates your a systematic or step-by-step presentation. When we are talking about discovery method, it talks about what? It talks about your learning by doing, that is discovering. Discussion method, it talks about open-ended and collaborative exchange, whereas personalized method talks about promoting the autonomy. So yes, see, this is how, this in detail reading, as I have told you, even after, understanding the concept, it will be very important that it is, you have to ensure that you have to read the content very well in spite of attending the lecture on your own. So these all small things, you definitely, and while reading the content or while reading the concept, it becomes easier for you to follow the same and answer the questions very correctly. Now, coming to question number 12. Now, if you remember, we have done domains very well. So here they are asking about cognitive domain is related to development of intellectual capabilities of learners that function at different levels. So that is your intellectual capacity. Which of the following level is about making use of previously learned material in new situation according to Bloom's classification of teaching and instruction objectives. So this is the main question, that which of the following level is about making use of previously learned material in new situation according to Bloom's taxonomy. So whether it is knowledge, it is comprehension, application, or analysis. The question is bit twisted. So you should be knowing this part of the question very well. is use of previously learned material in new situation according to Bloom's taxonomy. So the one which was previously learned material in new situation was none other than that is application. So you are, you are learning what is already, previously known. So that is nothing but it is called as application. Now, next is, now when we have, next question. So reinforcement. Now this reinforcement, actually this point was there in your adolescent and adult learner part. So now in that I have, a question. Reinforcement is provided by any factor that increases the probability that a response will be repeated. Okay. Which of the following can be the factors of reinforcement? So they have given, the factors is praising, token award, simply succeeding in a task, or all the above. So when we talk about reinforcement, see, reinforcement are of two types. Okay. That is, one is, it is one, reinforcement is one is positive and another is negative. So when we talk about reinforcement here, they are asking about, they have given the points and they're telling you to define it. It's, which type. They're not asking you whether it is negative, positive, but which factors are coming under reinforcement. So whether it is praise, whether it is token, whether it is, award, whether it is simply succeeding in the task, or all the above. So when we compare about this, so something, it's all the above, that is praising, okay, token award, simply succeeding in the task. So all this indicates what? It indicates reinforcement. Okay. Now, question number 14. Okay, I'm extremely sorry. Question number 14. Okay, there is some, yes. So question number 14 is directly coming up. Okay, fine, no issues. Which of the following is a product of learning? Whether it is intelligence, whether it is maturation, memory, or skills. So when we talk about product of learning, so product of learning basically is, enhancing the skills. So product of learning is nothing but it is called as enhancing skills. Okay, sorry for this question. I mean, this slide was directly in front of you. Now, question number 15. Now we have constructivist approach. So if you remember Bruner's theory, we have studied. So constructive approach to teaching learning process is emphasized at all the levels of education. Which of the following method is based on this approach? So whether it is lecture method, whether it is project method, whether it is discussion method, or all the above. So when we talk about, the constructive approach, which is based on, basically it is based on at all the levels of education. Is it lecture? Is it project? Is it discussion? Or it is all above? So when we talk about constructive approach and it is emphasized at all the levels of education, basically is nothing but, yes, here the question very well. Constructive approach is emphasized at all the levels. So which of the following method is based on this approach? So basically the arrow is not properly placed. It is nothing but it is what? Your discussion method, which is, mainly used to be, can be used in order, which is based on this particular approach. That is constructive approach. Discussing and coming up with something new or forming something new or forming a base. Okay. Yes. So here we have done all the 15 questions. Please, those who have, from start to end, those who have watched all the questions, make sure that, you are posting your scores in the chat box so that everyone gets encouraged. Even if you are not done well, you can post the scores as an, as a reminder for you that yes, you have done it, fairly not good. So you need to boost yourself. You need to motivate yourself. You need to remind yourself that, okay, this is your agenda. This 6 months are the agenda that you have to crack your examination and do well. So don't forget to post your scores very well, everyone. And yes, from Monday, we will be again back to some topics. We have not completed all the topics of teaching aptitude. So we'll be completing those topics of teaching aptitude very well. Okay. Anyone who is interested to study at the same time paper 2. So we do have paper 2 material with us. Do get in touch with us for this paper 2. And the study material will be consisting of MCQs as well as notes. We have given you the WhatsApp number, so just get in touch with us. We will provide you the same. If you're interested to buy the same, the fees cost is rupees 1600. Okay, yes, that's all for the day. See you everyone on Monday at 10 a.m. with our new topic of teaching aptitude. Thank you, everyone.